Hello, Derek Bergener here. It's November 27th, 2017, and this is my trade recap for the day. Some good, some bad. So I need to eliminate the bad parts, and then it would have been a great day. So if we look here, here's my tickets as we go up through the day here. And I started out Monday here, a loss, a small win, a loss, a loss. So I have 5 losing trades. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4 out of 5 losing trades right off the bat on Monday morning. And I'm like, God, here we go again. So anyway, let's look at these losers and figure out what I could have done to at least minimize them. So I only traded NKTR and SQ, had a realized gains of $207 for the day, net P&L of $125. This is in my paper trading account at Speed Trader Pro, Speed Trader, and it's the platform is Dash Trader. One of the things I like about it is it models your commissions and your ECN fees and your NASDAQ fees. So this shows you real life what you'll be doing. So the realized 207 with a net P&L of 125 after commissions. So I paid $80 in commissions to make 125. That sucks. So this is what everybody has to realize. I did 18 tickets. Terrible. Should have been like 6 tickets. So anyway, let's look at what I had on my watch list here. Here's what my plan was for SQ. It had ramped up strong, and I said could break 50 because I saw this wedge forming on pushing up towards this 49.55, and that's all you could see. Sunday night. And then Friday was the day after Thanksgiving. The market closed at 1 p.m. It was super light volume. So I'm not sure how to read, the results from Friday. But anyway, it has a rising bottom there, and it could be squeezing up for a push on 50. So that's what I was looking for. And then in NKTR, my nightly assessment was second day continuation. Because see, look, this thing has been on a tear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days. Big gap up and has a pullback, which you would expect. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days up in a row and has a pullback, and not even really a pullback because look how strong it closed. And then it opens on Friday and has a stellar day on relatively light volume. So I'm thinking, this is set for another, pullback and continuation, second day continuation. And then I'm just guessing, like, okay, maybe $55 is the magnet, and short, look for a short there. So with that said, I didn't necessarily know that those were going to be my main watches on the day, because here was my watch list for Monday right here. I had all these. I had 17 stocks in my watch list with a plan for every one, and then I put 6 what I thought looked like the best potential in a watch here, and then I just watched the day unfold to see what what would be the best ones to focus on. And I think I have a picture of, here's a picture of what it looked like before the open with each one of these, with my plan marked out. And notice that SQ did not make my final cut. And I'm not sure why. I think because it fell off way too much during pre-market, and you'll see I sort of thought, well, that's sort of dead. And so let's just start with that one. SQ So here was the pre-market action. Here's your 49.50 level, like it never even came close to 50, and it sold off hard down to the 46, and I'm like, oh, that play is just dead. The idea was to get a bounce up to 50 and short it at 50 and down from there, but just didn't happen. And so I was focusing on NKTR in the morning, and if you remember, I said I'm looking for a continuation day, right? So I'm looking for a pullback in the morning to some kind of a support level, which I found support. Oh, did I mark that out? Let's go back to NKTR right here at this 51.50 level. Can you see that right there? Right in this zone right here. See, I drew this green line. My green line means that's a long. So look on the daily here from the day before. I'm looking for a pullback to the 51.50, which should be a nice support level. There was support in the intraday chart the day before. And then I'm thinking, a nice ramp up for a few points after that. So that was my plan on NKTR. So as the market opens, first thing it does here is, here's the first few 1-minute candles, and I'm just watching it. I'm just waiting for this pullback. What did I say? 51.50. I should. Actually, let me draw that line out right now. Line 51.50, approximately this area is what I am looking, orders and to back. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for a pullback. And it did. See, and I'm like, I have seen this happen so many times, and I went long right here. I didn't think it would exactly get to the 51.50. If people are seeing the same thing I'm seeing, and they're going to be like, oh, it's getting down to the 51.50. I'm going to just, buy it before it gets there. I'm 10 cents, 15 cents above. And that's what I did. I went long, thinking, okay, this is the perfect pullback, or this is a pullback likely to bounce for a continuation. And I've seen this so many times, and I really, really wanted to try it. And it was working, and I'm like, yes, this is it. This is going to be like a 2 or 3 or 4 point gain when I run up to 55. Second day continuation. It should break up above these this previous high here. And, if it works, it works. Like, if you look at the daily of what this thing can run, and it has done this so many times. It opens, on a gap down, has a pullback that's profit taking, and then it gets bought up. And I'm like, yes, this is working. And then, okay, see, it came up and hit the 90 MA, but that doesn't really mean much because it's not really in a trend down. And has a little indecision candle there and a little bit of a pullback, and I'm getting a little worried, but I have such a great entry there. I've got plenty. That's the beauty about getting a great entry, is you can let it play out. And then a nice big up candle, and it's testing VWAP again, and I just have to have patience to let it go, and boom, breaks VWAP. And I'm like, yeah, baby, we are off to the races. And the next test is going to be yesterday's close, which is this dashed line right here. And I'm thinking, oh, man, if I played this right, this is just the beginning. However, if you've got some profits, you should take it. And I didn't. So it popped above. I should have covered half. I only had, what did I have on SQ here? Or no, NKTR. Okay, this was my first entry of the day. 100 shares. With this risk, if this was my risk level of 51.50 and I got in at 51.71, that's 20 cents of risk. Now, right now I'm only trading $50 risk divided by 0.20. I should have taken 250 shares at $50 risk. For my real account of 30K, I'm going to take 1% risk, so that would be $300. So 300 divided by 0.2, that would be 1,500 shares. So I should be taking 1,500 shares at times 5170, 77,000. I have that, easily have that covered in buying power. That's what should be happening. 250 shares on $50 risk, or 1,500 shares on $300 risk, and I only took 100. So I should have taken 250. The psychological difference is, if I took 250 when I was up this much, up to the 52.60 level, I would have taken some profits. But I only had 100 shares and I wasn't up that much, and I was like, this is going to be when I catch one of these the right way. And I should have taken profits regardless of how many shares I have. I should have covered half. Especially, see right here, look, we're coming up to high of previous day, high of after, what was this, after market or something like, or was that pre-market? 1340. I don't know. I don't want to waste time figuring that. But, there's a high right there. Boom. So you just take profits right there. And I didn't. And then look at that. It got beat down. And then it's flirting with the previous close. And I should have covered, or not covered. I should have sold. I should have just sold right there. I should have just sold. Boom. See, I should have sold half right here or right there and then sold the rest right there. And I didn't. 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 And I didn't until right there. See, so look, after all that beautiful entry wasted because what did I do? NKTR out. $29. Look at that. That's pitiful. Lesson. Big lesson. $29. Alright, so moving along here. Not sure. Did I take another entry on this? Yeah, somewhere. And what I'm just watching, trying to remember. Well, I think, alright, so here I'm thinking that we topped out at the top, and then Pat was like, oh, that's the perfect entry he would have been looking for. And I'm like, a short? Man, this is so set up for a second day continuation. But, well, short at the top of the range. Okay, so it's coming down, and it's making this flag right here, and it broke to the downside. And bad me. I chased right here. This is a total chase. I shorted right there. That's NKTR short 100. Yep. Terrible chase. And pops back up and I got out. It's like, no, this was just horrible. See? I covered right there. Horrible. That's the entry point right there. If you missed this break, wait for a pop back up into the EMAs and short there. But I didn't. I chased it. This was like bad. I got to fix that. And let's see what happened. Moving on. All right. So now it's looking weak, like it's going to. What did I draw? I had this trend line drawn right here. And like if this breaks again, that bottom of that, I have to go short again. I have to just keep with the theme here that this is turning into a short. My long breakout for second day continuation ain't going to happen. And I got short there. And turns out that that was the right thing to do. And there was no, I'm waiting for an exit signal now. See, now this thing is trending. Now you have time to wait for a true exit signal, and boom, nothing, 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 no. And then that pop right there, that was a little worrisome. And I was like, no, no, don't get shaken out on that, because that's kind of a big pop. Just, it's gonna come back down a little bit, so just wait and see. And it came down some more and popped up again, and I'm getting a little nervous. And then I'm like, okay. So I'm watching it like a hawk at this point, and then, all right, fine. It broke to the downside. It kept going down, 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 down. And now I'm watching again. It's popping up, and yeah, getting a little nervous. Now it's above the 9 EMA. The 9 EMA is kind of flattening out, and like, oh no, maybe not, who knows, just wait and see. Oh, might break the bottom there. And then it popped up, and as soon as it popped over that 20 EMA, I'm like, no, that's done. I'm going to give it a little bit more, and once it's holding there, then I gotta quit doing that. Dag nabbit. Come on. Right there. I almost had perfect execution of my Snagit tutorial. So here was the, you know what? There was this trend line, and then it sort of reestablished itself on a new, different trend line. And I had both of these drawn on my intraday chart. And as soon as it broke above that trend line and got up to the 20 EMA, I got out right there. So that was a nice, let's see. I don't know, where was that one? This was NKTR. I think that was the whopping $84 right there, because I think I was done with NKTR at that point. Yeah, so that was the whopping $84. So here, let's look back and see if I could have taken any bigger size. At this position right here, at this entry point right here, my risk would have to be where? Where you'd have to risk all the way up to here, right? So that's almost like, where's a nice round number? 51. That's like 40 cents, right? So if I'm risking $50, well, barely 100, a little over 100 shares, 50 divided by 0.4, 125 shares. I took 100. That's about the most risk you could take right there. If I was risking my full 300 divided by 0.4, 750 shares, maybe push it to 1,000 shares. And then if I had, then, that would have been a nice gain there. So anyway, got $84. Nice trade, but messed up once, see? And so because of that, I had to recover from my $30 loss. And what are we on? 18 minutes. Dang, these get so long so fast. All right, let's blast through SQ. See, SQ, this probably needed more attention, because this is where I had like 3 losers right away. So SQ, what did I do? I missed this. Where did I take my first one? At 9:43. Yeah, so I wasn't even watching this, if you remember, at the open, and I should have been, because this was because it failed 50 and it had already come down so much. I didn't really expect it to drop out of the open that much, but lessons learned. And what did I do? So here, okay, I got short right here, and this is actually a good entry, but it turned out to be wrong. See this right here? See that flag, and it pulled back to the 9 EMA? That was actually a good short entry because of how it was behaving right here. Dropping down well below the 9 EMA, pulls up to the 9 EMA, making some lower highs right there, and dropped, right? So this thing should have continued down, and it didn't. It popped right up, and I'm like, oh, damn, that's broken. I guess I couldn't have done any better on that. Oh, come on. I really could not have done any better. That's just, you know. But what I should have done better is watched and waited and just see what happened, because, look, I shorted it again right here when it hit VWAP. See right here? And then out right there. And so that's these couple of quick losses, 23 bucks and 20 bucks. Or no, 39, 23, and then I guess I lost another 20 somewhere. What happened here? Well, I was waiting, and okay, so I thought, okay, it's gone up, it's failed VWAP, and it's pulled back up underneath VWAP. I'm going to go short right here. And that's not bad either. And it popped up again above. I wasn't being patient enough. So once it had this strong recovery, this is just making a higher low, going to the upside, and just, no, this is not a short. This is not a good short. So that's what I got to work on, being a little more patient and realizing that's what's happening, and just let it sort of more develop. So now I was like, okay, maybe I got a little more lucky this time, and you know, it failed VWAP again, so I got short again right there, and then it's looking more weak, right? Because now it's breaking these lows right here, right? See right there? And so I added, because I only had 100 shares, I added right here, added 100, now I have 200 shares, and boom. But let's look at how many shares should I have had. One of these, like, if this was looking good and I hadn't lost like 3 times already, right? That's the lesson. If I hadn't lost 3 times already, I'd be looking at a risk of about two of these little bars here. So what is that? About 25 cents, right? So I should have had 200 shares right out of the gate, and then added 200 when it was looking good. Or if I was risking $300 and 20, what did I say? 25? 1,200 shares, and then added 1,200, that'd be a pretty bold position. I'd be at like $100,000. But still, it doesn't matter how much dollar amount you have in it. It matters how much your dollar risk is. And this turned out to be good. Down, down. Well, popped up a little, but only hit the 9 EMA. You see that? Popped into the 9 EMA. What did I do? Oh my gosh. I got out right there. Maybe I didn't feel too comfortable with the price action. Oh, I think I covered half right there, yeah. And then right there, I covered the other half. So maybe it wasn't so confident to be going in too big, right? So lots of lessons learned here. And what happened? I scrolled along, and then I missed that. Should have left a little bit. Oh, see, should have left some in. There. Take half off, leave the other half in. Because look, it never got back up to risk my entry level. Leave the other half for break even. Yep. Another. And then here, I missed this. You know, this was like so obvious right here. That breakdown, missed it. But then I waited for a pullback here. It pulls back to the 9 EMA. And right here, when this was breaking, right there, you see that? I got short there, and that was a good one. and dropped down, and then I covered right there. The reason I covered right there because there was support on the intraday chart at 43.50. I saw that support and I'm like, no, it looked like pretty good support, and it went a little bit below that, but sure enough it popped up above and it held. So yeah, kind of held, but you know, held enough to justify getting out. So anyway, that's the wrap. 26 minutes. God, I need to keep these at 10. All right. Anyway, that's that. Thanks. Bye.